Convenience is not the driving force behind crypto's gradual but steady march into mainstream popularity. It's getting closer to widespread use because it's necessary. This sector and its associated industries will revolutionize and reconstruct the way in which international trade is conducted across oceans. This practicality will further establish cryptocurrency as the future of finance, and ISO 20022 compliant coins will form the basis for a new international monetary order. Are you interested in learning about a top currency that will work with international payment systems in the future? Well, for today's video, we'll be delving deeper into this one. Welcome to Data Dash, and before we continue, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and bell button to stay updated for more of our content. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Today, we're going to discuss a proof-of-stake Layer 1 blockchain developed by a brilliant financial mind. What's the guy's name again? The creator of Algorand is Silvio Micali. In the next 5 years, we believe this initiative will completely alter the landscape of the industry. The share price of Algo has fluctuated between 30 and 35 cents for the previous few months. Its record high price is close to $3. The assumption of a 10 times return over time is then merely a starting point. When it comes to resolving the blockchain trilemma, Silvio and his team aren't bluffing even though everyone else claims to have already done it. Let's get one thing out of the way before we dive into the specifics of Algorand's design and purpose. The current method of making international payments is outdated and inefficient and desperately needs to be changed. For international money transfers, ISO 20022 has swift support. With the apparent unanimity with which G7 and G20 country boards are regulating cryptocurrency, it seems as though the entire rebuilding project has widespread support. And you might as well believe it because the blockchain will be used to authenticate international transactions. Such applications will demonstrate the full potential of the technology. To be clear, the original implementation date for ISO 20022 was November 2023. However, the regulatory seas are still very unclear. Thus, the implementation date has been pushed back to the first quarter of 2025. At around then, we'll be near the peak of the next upswing. Yet, as a dealer, it is your responsibility to monitor the circulation of only ISO-compliant coins. Hence, when the time comes for regulation, these coins will look like the class pet compared to the Wild West's infamous gang of outlaws. But for now, let's find out who Silvio Micali is, the brains behind Algorand. Silvio received his doctorate in computer science from Berkeley and then spent the next several decades working in the field at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. In modern cryptography, he was instrumental in the development of fundamental techniques including probabilistic encryption, zero-knowledge proofs, and verifiable random functions. He has received numerous honors for his works in the field of computer science, theoretical computer science, and cryptography, including the Turing Award, the Gödel Prize, and the RSA Prize. Among all of his honors, the Turing Award in 2012 is undoubtedly the most noteworthy. It's the Nobel Prize of the computing world. As for Algorand, this is the kind of brilliance we're dealing with. Aside from his obvious intelligence, we respect him for his willingness to put himself out there. To realize the vision of a borderless global community, he gives countless interviews, conducts talks, and addresses audiences of thousands. If a blockchain is going to be considered by the public, the protocol's designer is going to be under a lot of scrutiny. Think of Vitalik Buterin, Charles Hoskinson, and Gavin Wood, the creators of Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot respectively. We're not trying to rank the merits of these exceptionally bright minds. 1000% in the top tier of blockchain wit is indeed Silvio Micali. Meanwhile, there are various aspects you have to break down when talking about Algorand to get the entire picture. Is it true that you are aware of the various proof of stake protocols? What kinds of things can be delegated, liquidated, leased, etc.? Silvio, though, referred to Algorand as the purest proof of stake. They have a smart contract set up with climate trade that allocates a portion of each transaction charge toward buying legitimate carbon credits. It's not just because they want to appear great, though that certainly helps. They're doing this because they can keep processing 1,000 transactions per second with a finalization time of 4.5 seconds while scaling. Wow, it's not a funny situation at all. When businesses go completely green, they benefit in three ways. Their environment isn't harmed, they retain all of their strength and longevity, and these are the very qualities that attract institutional investors. Whether you agree with the politicians who are writing letters to Congress about how dreadful Bitcoin is due to power consumption and all that stuff, the fact remains that when it comes to the nitty gritty, Algorand is the classroom favorite. The fact that anyone can join the network and participate in consensus as a validator is yet another advantage of their pure proof of stake network, which is in stark contrast to other protocols where doing so would cost thousands of dollars. In order to participate as a validator on Algorand, you will need to stake at least one algo. If the vast majority of tokens are held by trustworthy individuals, then it's effectively true. To put it another way, can you randomly select 1,000 and out of these 1,000, locate the 501 tokens in bad hands if the vast majority of tokens are in honest hands? Unlikely, to say the least. In other words, when the majority of individuals are trustworthy, randomization becomes an effective instrument for achieving decentralization. Let's take a step back for a moment. ISO 20022 compliance is met by Algorand, success of the highest order. To realize the potential of a global economy without borders is their primary objective. They provide a convincing argument for how they can simultaneously make blockchains swift, secure, and decentralized. They've never had a block go unfinished. Not even once has their network seen a hard fork, and that includes you, Solana. More than 1,000 transactions can be completed in a single second, and the entire process takes less than 4.5 seconds. They're a layer 1 blockchain with a negative carbon footprint. The entry cost to the validator industry is nothing. Their appeal attracts large-scale investment. Don't take our word for it. Grayscale's non-ETH smart contract fund has them on the roster. Among the many things their networking crew has sponsored are drone races, vehicle races, and the World Cup for soccer that will take place in November and December of this year. To be recognized as FIFA's official blockchain? Soccer, if you will. They are also a sponsor for the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. Are you old enough to remember LimeWire? Now, you might not know what I'm talking about, but Algorand is now powering LimeWire, and the company is developing its own digital marketplace and currency. Remember that the environment of Algorand is enormous. It would take weeks to list all that they offer, from DEXs to SDKs to infrastructures to applications to exchanges to wallets and so on. But they continue to expand, and they never stop planning for the future. In case you're wondering, Algorand's new DeFi hub, AlgoFi, already has a significant presence in the industry. Version 2 of this DEX and lending or borrowing market was released in August 2. Although they only have a little over $100 million in TVL at the moment, the fact that it is connected with Coinbase Pay and will have its own native coin called Bank makes this DeFi hub a stronger contender for rapid expansion. AlgoFi is truly something we should keep an eye on. In case you haven't figured it out yet, Algorand is the real deal. Absolutely, Silvio is the brains behind everything. Because of their commitment to being ISO 20022 compliant, they have assembled a stellar staff with extensive experience in the financial sector. Keep in mind that Algorand is the favorite of the teacher when rules are enforced. Just that simple fact alone is crucial, and we can't emphasize it enough. In the beginning of July 2022, they brought on John Woods as their new Chief Technology Officer. Mr. Woods was originally the director of Cardano architecture at IOG, a fact that may only be familiar to a select few. A fantastic addition to the group. He may seem like a silly name, but his skilled hands and knowledge of Cardano make him the go-to guy for enlightening developers and improving the user experience. The Algorand Foundation's website had a complete redesign just last week, so he clearly wasted no time getting started. It's important to do your homework on any altcoin you're considering investing in, from its founder and vision to its investors and staff, to its partnership and, most importantly, its usefulness. But for today, we want to share it further that Algorand is one of the 3 most undervalued cryptocurrencies overall. From where it is now, a surge to its previous peak would be over 750% for Algo. In other words, that's only the start. But what do you think of Algorand so far? Do you think it'll reach its glory soon, or do you have a better crypto alternative in mind? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section below, but besides that, thanks for watching. This is Data Dash, and if you enjoyed watching this video, then go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button for more of our future crypto uploads for you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.